Quest presents an unabridged recording of A Dinner to Die For by Jack Gatland. Narrated by Robin Laing. Prologue. Marshall Howe had looked forward to this for a while. He'd been the lead food and restaurant critic for The Guardian for a good 3 years now, and in the main, it was a satisfying existence. And he definitely understood the advice he'd received from his predecessor when he arrived, saying he had to be very careful of the power he gained from entering a 5-star establishment, knowing that his opinion, when written, could make or even break them. He relished that power, and he'd used it with abandon. At least 4 restaurants he'd criticised had gone bust in that time, while 2 of the eateries he'd promoted, waxing lyrically over their menu choices and table strategies, had found themselves awarded Michelin-Stars, perhaps the highest culinary award in the world. Marshall Howe believed these awards were because of him. Therefore, they were also his Michelin-Stars. He'd known for a long time that he'd never have a star of his own. Ever since he'd been beaten in a BBC cooking show 12 years earlier, he'd found his love for sweating in kitchens was long gone. He'd been a pastry chef for one of the big London hotels at the time, and had worked with many of the names out there. Ramsay, Oliver, even Blumenthal and Waring were chefs he had on his extensive resume, although, if you asked them, they wouldn't remember the small, fat, bespectacled man who sweated over a hot stove night after night while they took the credit. Well, they knew his name now. Gordon Ramsay had even famously called him "that little shit" when asked about a review Marshall had written on the Savoy Grill. Marshall didn't care about the insults. When a celebrity hated you, it meant they were aware of you. And tonight, Marshall would ensure that Leroy Daniels didn't forget his name. Entering through the glass doors of Essence, the London City restaurant, owned by Daniels, Marshall took a deep breath, inhaling the aroma from the tables, the mixture of starters, mains and desserts that all mixed, creating a heady sensation, an essence, even, of extreme hunger. He'd heard rumours that Daniels deliberately piped various aromas into the doorway to prime the customers into being hungry, subconsciously suggesting to them the directions they should go when ordering, but he couldn't see any vents around. The smell was purely the restaurant. The receptionist at the counter beamed widely at Marshall as he entered. "Welcome to Essence," she said, glancing at the book in front of her.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?